This is outrageous. Calling it criminal would be an understatement. If you are a Canadian, you must ask your government, the regime of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, some really tough questions. In an explosive revolution, it has been found that Canada's immigration policy under Trudeau was virtually being handled by George Soros. As per a report by Rebel News, which gained access to 28 pages of documents, Ottawa and Soros's Open Society Foundation struck an agreement in 2016. Its aim was to increase immigration into Canada. Trudeau tried hard to keep these documents hidden. Rebel News claimed they were trying to access this agreement's details since 2018 through access to information requests. However, the Immigration Ministry, or the IRCC, on several occasions claimed that no such documents existed. After years of back and forth, the documents have now surfaced just before a ruling against the government by the Federal Information Commissioner. The papers revealed key details about Canada's involvement in the United Nations Global Compact for Migration. Although the government said the program was non-binding, the emails discussed its implementation phase. This phase emphasized managing climate and economic migration more effectively. One of the goals of this partnership between Soros and Trudeau was to improve public perception of immigrants and refugees. Then a marketing campaign was launched to create a more positive narrative about these groups. All in all, Soros was corrupting the minds of people of Canada into believing that more immigration is better for them. These pages also featured pictures of former Immigration Minister John McCallum with George Soros and highlighted the success of their efforts. The emails boasted about achievements, stating 20 months into the initiative, the GRSI, or the Global Resettlement Sponsorship Initiative, has achieved or is on track to achieve its objectives of increasing protection spaces, creating welcoming communities, and changing the narrative about refugees. In short, Soros, with the covert help from Trudeau government, was able to flood your neighborhoods in Canada with aliens. In November last year, Trudeau himself acknowledged that his immigration policy was in shambles, was broken. But very conveniently, he blamed bad actors such as fake colleges and large corporations for his failure. He could not muster courage to admit openly the failure of his government's covert deal with Soros. Who is responsible for bad management, housing shortages, skyrocketing inflation, and the poor health and transport systems of the country? The answer is Trudeau and Soros. With this confession, Trudeau announced that Canada will reduce the number of immigrants entering the country over the next 3 years. Well, too late, too little. The damage is done now. Soros had 9 full years to himself to play around with the lives of Canadians as per his whims and fancies. And he did a great job at destroying Canada's future with his open border policy right under Trudeau's watch. Trudeau is now openly bullied by the likes of Trump for Canada's poor immigration policy, which has become a headache for even the US. Countries like India now label Canada as a safe haven for terrorists. It is because Trudeau and Soros imported hundreds of wanted criminals and Khalistanis from India who now roam openly on the streets. Canada is no longer respected by the world today, and that is why Trump is propagating his idea of annexing the country altogether. And surprisingly, many Canadians themselves believe this idea is not that bad.